Meet Dr. Andra Mihaela in 2004. An exceptional woman, a rare combination of common sense, brilliance, compassion, empathy, ambition, warmth, and strength. She's a university teacher with a PhD in biochemical engineering. She's a book writer and a great mother of 3 kids that she raised alone since her husband died 15 years ago. Meet Dr. Andra Mihaela in 2010. Meet Dr. Andra Mihaela in 2014. How did this happen? Let's get to know her better. She is a great mother. She adores her kids. She lived and breathed for them. She strives to offer them the best support and knowledge about life so they can become the best they can be without harming others. It's the same principle she teaches her students, her friends, and myself grateful included. She knew how to be a mother for me too, after I lost touch with my own, even if she already had 3 kids. She's kind, she's warm, she's generous. She's so generous, in fact, that she helped me financially when my own family kicked me out, even if I was only a friend, and in spite of all the financial hardships she had. In spite of the fact that, at that time, 2005, I wasn't mature enough to appreciate at its full value her sacrifices for me, I knew love and I knew friendship when I felt them from her, so how can I be but grateful? She is my best friend. She is talented and brilliant. She is strong and determined. She has a great sense of humor. She is funny and playful. She knows how to treat a kid and how to express her inner child just the same. She loves her work. She's great with people and a great listener. She is the greatest teacher I have ever met. And she always taught her students as much about life as about science. Knowledge of any kind is a tool, not a purpose in itself. It does become useful only after you learn how to live on the ascending side of life, because only then you will be able to use your knowledge to become a creator instead of a consumer. And if I can make you understand this, it means I fulfilled my purpose, and everything you learn in my classes will lay on a real, solid foundation. No wonder students love her so much. She loves helping and inspiring people, so she volunteers to help in educating primary school children by offering free classes and demonstrations in her wonderful, unique laboratory that she arranged for her students at the university. She is stunningly beautiful, inside and outside, and only her kindness is bigger than her beauty. 11 November 2009. This wonderful woman who helped and inspired so many people to be brave and strong faced one of the most frightening experiences that a human being can encounter. Getting sick suddenly, she lost control of her left arm and she drove herself to the hospital. Medical negligence resulted in wrong diagnosis and therefore wrong treatment. After 2 days, her whole body got paralyzed. She went into coma and she was sentenced to death. She was 45 years old. Acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, spastic quadriplegia, followed by a hemorrhagic stroke, the last two being caused by medical negligence, have turned Dr. Andra from this into this. Right after her release from the hospital in 2010, with 6 months to live prognosis from doctors, and labeled incurable. Her nails were breaking and her hair was falling because of the treatments. She lost so much weight that her right arm dislocated because there wasn't enough muscle left to sustain it. I gently put back her arm after the specialist doctor refused to do it. She was crook-legged and her fingers were like claws. But we didn't give up. Despite the cruel reality staring us right in the face, despite the medical facts, in spite of doctors' terrible prognosis, we continued to do what we did before. We believed. Just when all doctors thought she was through, God found us a way to save her life and regain her speech and mobility. In June 2010, 2 months after getting out of the hospital, a blessed friend wrote to us about a clinic dedicated to healing of incurable diseases based in China. She said, "Give it a try, who knows?" God bless her, we did try it. I wrote the Chinese doctors a long email with all the disease's history and progresses we made until that time. And that was the day when my dear Andra received the chance to live again. The Chinese doctors diagnosed her and proposed a personalized treatment they were going to send to us each month through a special courier. It was unusual, it seemed insane. It could have been a fake. But we didn't hesitate for a minute, because we knew deep in our hearts that God would not allow for us to be tricked or cheated in a life and death situation like that. July 2010. The first course of treatment gives results after 4 days. After only 4 days, God made the first miracle. My dear Andra started to swallow her saliva again after 4 months of bathing towels with saliva dripping from her mouth. Slowly but surely, Dr. Andra gets better and better. In June 2011, the neurological, so-called incurable muscle pains disappeared completely and her body began to relax. In 2011, the blood hypertension healed completely and never returned again. Her nails and hair regained their vitality, and in 2012, the painful, so-called incurable spasticity of the body had disappeared almost completely, and her feet and hands regained their normal shape. Also, she started to build back the muscle mass she had lost. October 4, 2013, Andra gets off the bed and out of the room for the first time after 4 years. It took us almost 2 weeks of careful, gentle, daily adjustments for the body to adapt to the new normal posture of sitting. February 2014. Andra regained a little bit of autonomy. She is now able to look wherever she wants, instead of sitting rigid as a doll and wait for me to turn her head right and left. And she is now strong enough to squeeze my hand with her right hand, and here you can see her sitting outside and keeping her head by herself while I'm massaging her neck and shoulders. Foarte bine, bravo. And her revolution wasn't only physical. During these 4.5 years, in spite of her condition, Andra has listened and learned as many self-growth books as I was able to record for her. She watched hundreds of hours of theater. She has attended online countless seminars and conferences about ecology, public speaking, genetics, marketing. She has read as many books as I had the time to sit and turn the pages for her. Her brilliant, wonderful mind has never rested, even if her body was in so much pain. From incurable in 2010 to starting a new life in 2014. Below this movie, you'll find a link to a longer movie. If you click it, you will see in detail all our story of struggling with death and desperation over these 4 years. And you will see in pictures and short movies all the miracles that God made with us all these years, bringing slowly but surely Andra back to life in spite of all human odds, in spite of medical mistakes that almost killed her 2 times. You will see how the medicine sent by the Chinese clinic helped her evolve from being basically condemned to death in 2010 to having the chance for full recovery and new life in 2014. So if you want to see all the details, please click on the link below this movie and you can see our whole story there. What's the next step for full recovery? To be able to heal completely, we need to go to the Chinese clinic and have full treatment procedures and medical surveillance for Andra 24/7 for 2 years. Hello, Andra. Îți mi ceva medicul în chinez? Hai, dă-i un bonjour. Hai, ca scriitor, ce te afli? Hai. When all that freedom we wouldn't trade for anything is taken from us, and we suddenly find ourselves transformed from strong and independent grown-up people into more helpless than a newborn baby. At least the newborn baby can crawl. And we see ourselves lying useless, waiting for someone to feed us, clean us, move us from here to there. And our body is screaming in pain and there's no medicine to cure it. what wouldn't we pay to have our freedom and health back? How much would you value these privileges of normal life that we all take for granted? For example, being free to enjoy a tasty meal, walk, travel, have a nice cold drink on the beach on a hot summer day, party with friends, play your favorite sport, build a career you want, feel successful and appreciated, have the relationship you want, hold your children, watch them grow, guide them, help them all the way. If someone would pay you $1 million, would you give up any of the above? How about $10 million? Let us tell you what we learned after 4.5 years of fighting. There is no price high enough to buy our freedom to move, talk, walk, and be wherever we want to be in this life. It's priceless. But this disease that Andra is fighting with for so much time, this is taking all these things away from a person. It wipes them out in a second, and it takes years of hard work and unimaginable pain to get yourself back on your feet. And that, if you are lucky enough to find a cure. God blessed us with a chance to find a cure. Please help us use this chance. $140,000 is the price for Andra to get her life back. We will go to the Chinese clinic that's been sending us the medicine since 2010, and we're gonna stay there for 2 years to have full attention and full treatment procedures for Andra until she is fully recovered. The monthly cost is $5,000, and it covers the treatment, the food, the accommodation for both of us, and all living expenses. Naturally, I have to be with her and do my part of caring for her so the doctors can do their part. We already established that we need to work as a team to help Andra. We must also pay for the medical transportation Romania-China. I still didn't get a final quotation for that, but I estimate the cost of almost $20,000. Could be more, could be less. I don't know exactly yet. That's a total of $140,000. The bank transfer taxes and commission to Indiegogo platform will raise to almost $20,000. So we must raise a total of $160,000. We have 60 days to get the funds, and your help is crucial. Thanks to your contributions, Andra will love again, hold her kids again, see her nephews growing, enjoy her work again. Even the smallest contribution matters, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for every single dollar you give. Please, make a donation for Andra today. God bless you. Thanks to you, and to you only, Dr. Andra will do again what she is best at. Teach, inspire, and guide people to become the best they can be. Thank you for helping to build back her life. God bless you all.